There we go. Now we should have some audio. I'm going to wait for that to catch up here. It's about 10 to 15 seconds behind. There we go. Now we should have some audio. I'm going to wait for that to catch. There we go. Okay. So now I am using Shadowplay for live stream. I was able to figure that out real quick. Now, the only trouble is am I able to see comments? That's definitely, let's see, if you on page here. The only trouble, there we go. Okay. So, I'm back live again. Sorry, guys. I guess I can, since if I tab out, does that show up? I can't see everything real time. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do some questing, and I'm going to queue up let's queue up for this place. I think I've done that once or twice. And then you guys mentioned that the sound was drowned out a little bit. So. You guys can tell me how that sounds. If you guys could, even if you guys are going to AFK or have it, you know, in the background, I would like to get quick feedback. Is the sound good? Game volume's not too high, not too low, stuff like that. That'd be great. It looks like there's 3 of you guys watching, so guys or girls. So I do apologize if I got that wrong. So. Ooh, there is a star down here. I'll just bring this with me, I don't care. There we go, sweet.
It's too far.
One button. Really? That's bullcrap. Cursed orb. Oh, I already have that. Okay, fair enough. Cursed orb. Oh, I already have that. Okay, fair enough. That's a little bit better here. So, one question waiting for the dungeon to pop here, or the raid rather. So, what's going on the channel? What's the future? Well, we'll talk about that real quick. Don't know. It's a little bit slower right now when it comes to like product releases, and I'm still playing catch up on some of the stuff I've done earlier. I'm almost caught up, or at least at a spot where I can start making small investments on some more products to bring you guys more content. So that's definitely something that will be coming up in the near future, no doubt about that. Outside of that, I don't know. You know, I've definitely been growing subscribers. I need to come up with something that you guys like. You know, for example, I do like an under $300 series. Unfortunately, you guys have not liked that too much. Now, I'll be honest, it may not be you guys that don't like it. It might have a lot to do with the tagging, the advertising I put on recent videos. But, like, I look at, you know, it broke, can I fix it? Episode 2, 42 views. Did I sell out? Coin mining, all that stuff. 21 views. Can I build a gaming PC for $300 or less? 33 views. But then, stuff like, you know, the X299 Threadripper knee jerk. My most recent one's 108 views, and other than that, it's been like 276. And obviously, Ryzen did very well, but I have to find a mix of stuff that's going to drive, you know, you guys back to the channel, obviously, and stuff that I can also do. So, you know, spending a lot of money on products and reselling them, I mean, that's great. there's not a lot going on right now. I mean, we have Vega coming out hopefully soon. We're going to have Threadripper coming out soon. I don't know if I'm going to be in the market to buy any of those products. A Vega probably, because it wouldn't be a huge loss going from a Vega chip to a 1080 and just sell the 1080 and lose $100 call it a day. However, buying a $1,000 CPU may not be in the books for me. So that's really going to be the test there. Where did we go? Okay. No, that's not it. Let me track this here. Track. Thank you. So what I think I'm going to do is stick to product reviews, a little bit of live streaming, build logs. You guys, when I do an actual legitimate build log, not some of the just random stuff I do, you guys have seemed to like that. So reviewing products, unboxings were pretty popular. Basically your standard tech stuff seems to be what drives people to the channel. I would like to do some sort of weekly thing. You know, I was trying to do like what's going around the workshop. I feel like you guys aren't that interested in that kind of thing. So, you know, I definitely get it. You know, it's definitely a struggle being somebody that's doing YouTube to, you know, figure out what people want. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. And at the same time, do what you like too. So, you know, I don't want to be like, you know, a sellout by any stretch. I don't want to be that person that, you know, I'm only doing it just to get views. I'm not doing it for that necessarily. That wouldn't be the right phrase. You know, would this be a platform I would like to do for a long time, somewhere down the road where I can leave my daily job? Of course I can. Right now I just kind of do it for fun, and I do like getting reactions. I like interacting. I try to respond as many comments as possible. I take feedback from you guys. You know, I took down a video because there's a lot of issues with it. So it's fun. It's a bit of work, unfortunately, but it is fun when I do put up a video that you guys like and that you guys give me feedback on and we talk. That's really what it's all about. It's really not necessarily the viewership, it's the interaction. So to give you an idea, I just sold a computer to a guy for his son. It was pretty well priced. I wouldn't say it was like super good deal or, you know, overly expensive by any stretch. But what was really cool was, you know, not very often do I get to do that anymore. And it turns out he actually had a better graphics card than what was in it. And I said, well, you know, let's take out the graphics card. I'll trim some $50 or $60. It was just GTX 770. They're just not worth a lot anymore. But trim some money off of you know, the cost, and, you know, I was able to deliver a product that's much better than what he had for a very, very good price, and everybody was kind of happy. So I like the interaction. It's kind of why I do what I do and things of that nature. So okay, so both of those are done. I have to start a return to the girl. Holy crap, I'm only on part 4 of 19. Ugh. I remember doing this quest chain. I'm trying to get my last artifact relic.
How may I aid you? Nature stands with you.
Catch up here. Okay. Probably want to do that for protection here. Trying to resurrect somebody, I believe. So, yeah, getting back to what this is about is I'm just using Shadow Play to stream to see how well it does, and as you guys can tell, it does pretty well. My issue that I'm probably running into is I see the streams dropping a little bit. I'm going to down this to 720p really quick here. Shadow Play, GeForce Experience, streaming, customize. Okay, if I start dropping a lot of frames, let me know. I'll drop the stream and fix it. Looks like it can't change in real time. So, I'm streaming 1080p, so. Okay, protection.
How might nature
The Nightmare
serve?
Lord must be vanquished, or Volsharal
May the
is
winds be
lost.
at your back. must protect the wild.
Oh, apparently I'm screwed either way. I have something better.
May nature guide your path.
So even in Vashar, whatever it's called, you know, Ryzen's definitely no slouch for anybody that's been, you know, skeptic. So these are my settings: level 8, 1440p, 144 hertz, 2x MSAA, just because I don't really need anything higher. Level 8 settings. That seems to be kind of the ideal across the board. So that's kind of what I've been going with. And I do have a GTX 1080. That is it's a hybrid EVGA, so that's kind of what I'm working with. Okay, Temple of the Loon. Is this okay? Hopefully I didn't skip a quest here. Yes. Okay, so I'm good here. So I think I only have one more area to go to after this. Is this a road? This is not a road. I have to go all the way around. Okay. I got 5 of you guys watching. So I'm just in open world right now. I'm waiting for a queue to pop. So I don't have great commentary or anything like that. Not when I'm streaming. I'm just usually trying to half focus on what I'm doing rather than doing a lot of talking, I guess. More so because I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't done much raiding in this expansion. So I just hit 110 a couple days ago. So, but and I'll be honest, for anybody that plays WoW, if WoW is primarily what you do, depending on which chip you go with, KB Lake's going to perform better. Now, I'm using Shadowplay for streaming this time instead. The reason why is I want to take as much off the CPU as possible. And it doesn't seem to be dropping frames. I'm going to go ahead and stop the actual me watching the stream, because hopefully that will trim down any kind of frame drops or anything of that nature. And dropped a message in the chat there.
Help has arrived at last, and Loon be praised.
Oh, I remember doing all this. Tree the... Okay. Do I need to do root cause too? Okay, just accepted Tears for Fears. Do I need to do root cause? Okay, root cause is not on here, so I don't have to do it, thank God. Okay. Probably doing the stream too early. Real quick, guys, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to get up for about 1 minute. I want to check on the food I'm cooking real quick, so I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Okay, I'll answer in the chat pod. So, I'll bring this up so you guys can see here. Okay. So I'm running 1330 times 2, which is basically, it's like 2660 something, whatever. 16, 16, 16, 38 are my timings. CPU's at 3.8 gigahertz. Wattage, I mean, I have a 1.356 volts, so that's kind of what I'm running there. And this is my temps. right in this ballpark. GPU doesn't get too hot, although I just saw 61. I don't know. Oh, that was percentage, because it is a all-in-one. So, and I also have an H100i V2 cooling the CPU, so it doesn't get real warm either, usually under 60. So I can push this to 1.4 rather than 3.8. 3.9, the voltage requirement for a 3.9 is like probably 1.38, and the run 4 would be probably around like 1.42. The problem with that is I don't feel like that's good voltage for Ryzen long term. 1.35 is about the highest I want to go for it. So 3.8 is fine. I mean, it's a first gen Ryzen chip, so I mean, I didn't expect it to be super fast, but for like what I'm doing here and like video encoding and all that stuff, you know, like using open broadcast is definitely huge. Granted, I'm using X264. Video compression. So when I had my 4790K, my video compression times, mind you, that was clocked a little bit faster, or actually a hair faster, or a hair more than twice as fast. So I love the Ryzen for that reason. The funny thing is, my fiance has a Ryzen 7 chip, 1700 stock on AIO, and she has 32 gigs of RAM, but I don't know what she doesn't use it all. She just games, which yes, I agree is a waste, but you know, it is what it is. So, since I don't know if she's watching or not, which I don't think she is right now. She may have it up, but she's not actually watching. I'm doing the chicken and gravy recipe my dad's friend showed me. It's actually, you know, PCBS gives cooking tips, but it's actually a very, very easy recipe to execute. Unfortunately, if you're not a real big pepper fan, it does actually take a fair bit of pepper, but long story short, you thaw out chicken, pepper all the way around, not like super hard, but pepper all the way around. Basically brown it, 30 seconds on each side. I flipped it 4 times. Put it in the crock pot with cream of chicken soup, condensed cream of chicken soup. Just make sure you submerge it, like there's no exact recipe. And I put more pepper and salt in it and mix it through and cook it on high for like 2 hours and low for like 4. I'm going to put it on high for about 3.5 and the last like hour on low, just for that reason. Because I'm not going to be able to cook quickly enough. Okay, settings. So I'm running 2560 by 1440, 144 Hertz. So I have a 1440p 144 Hertz monitor. I'm running 8 settings because any higher than that is a huge performance drop, but really not more. And I should be running vertical sync actually. And I'm running 2x MSAA. So the reason why I run vertical sync is just because I'm running 144 Hertz. So might as well. That way there is no screen tearing.
Hi.
Actually, there is screen tearing because that's annoying. I have a FreeSync monitor, but I'll put this in the chat too. That way, if anybody is curious, that they have the answer. So there is, okay, so there's a fairly long wait for that. I just did night hold. I was hitting, honestly, 25 FPS on some of the low areas, but I was also streaming too, not using H264, so that definitely can have a factor. Okay, so Malfurion's Fury is probably the next one. So I should have that one. Jesus. Doesn't Yasar... I don't know if Yasar is dead already or not. No, or is that Yasar? I know a dragon dies at some point. So to kind of go on with... Oh, let me start this question. Yeah, your Sarah does that. To go on with what I just typed out. So I actually read what he wrote. So I do apologize. I was realizing it. But so his question was what do you think could be dropped in terms of settings to be like 80 FPS? It seems like it's dipping 55 and lower. A couple things. So things like shadow quality would be one. SSAO I know is a little bit of a drag. AA could be dropped, and I think view distance. So let's see what this does. So what I just did right there is I dropped view distance to 6, I turned anti-aliasing down 2 notches, shadow quality down 2 notches, SSAO down 2 notches, and I literally jumped up 30 FPS. So to answer your question, because you're asking for 80 plus, and I think I found your answer. View distance is probably the biggest, so let's go ahead and readjust this here. So yeah, I don't really think anti-aliasing made a huge difference here, did it? Not really. If I turn view distance down a little bit. Okay, so and then let's move that back. Actually, let's do this. Let's turn around. Okay, so let's do an experiment. So my current settings are netting me around 70 FPS. So let's just move one thing at a time here. Let's move view distance down. Okay, not a bad move. That moved me up about 15. So let's turn that back down, wait for it to level off. Shadow quality. Shadow quality also made a huge difference there as well, about 10 to 15. So let's put that back. Let's move SSAO down too. Not really much of a difference. So let's go ahead and put this back to where it was. And let's do this there, that there. And let's see if anti-aliasing in this regard has any effect. No. So I'm going to type this up into chat here. View distance down to 6 and shadows down to good. So what's interesting about that is I want to say view distance is more CPU, yeah. Where shadow quality is more graphical, okay? And I have the second best graphics card on the market. So that goes to tell you, you know, there's a fair bit. Let me turn this down to... Okay, so level 7. Then it's between 7 and 8. So about 105 to 110. Wow. So it drops a lot. So if we knock this down to 7, this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to keep it at 7 for the time being. And we're going to see how well that fares going forward.
Tell me, what do you see?
I'll put this. So, and this is what I love, guys. I really do. I love when I do stuff and you guys ask me questions and I can deliver answers. It's really what oh, it already filled it in. That's really why I like doing YouTube. There's not a lot of money to be made. In fact, I've lost a lot of money doing it, unfortunately. But okay,
I must take
2 old friends.
power I have given you.
Oh, I go. Oh, I have to go here. So what's interesting is I know this is historically a low FPS place. If I up this settings to say, it's blocking. Here, I'll
Xavius is the master of this forest now.
oh, whoops.
To enter is to succumb to the nightmare.
This is blocking, so you guys have to bear with me. I apologize. Jesus. I'm just gonna round everybody up here.
I live to serve Xavius. grow. Take this forest.
Let me go ahead
I
and...
need to get closer.
I live to serve Savius.
Hold up here real quick.
The nightmare will consume all of you.
Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to address some of the things you guys have
I
mentioned.
will
So
spread
definitely a
the
lot of good points.
nightmare to
A couple
every
things. So
mountain and valley.
your brother plays with level 7 settings at 1080p, so that's definitely going to be a fair bit different than 1440. Especially even on like the CPU side, believe it or not. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Enter
Nothing
this.
can withstand the might of Savius.
There you go. So yeah, 1080p, level 7 settings with a good CPU like Ryzen. Okay, so using the same Ryzen processor, definitely going to deliver a really good experience. Does know that overclock, not really a big deal. I've heard that WoW really pushes the CPU, not the GPU. Is your 1080 working at the moment? Do you perhaps know what kind of performance you expect from RX 580? I've got a FreeSync panel, so... okay, so to answer that question, the RX 480 did not do as well as my 1080. A better graphics card will give you better frame rate. Not substantially, like we're really talking a very little bit. I would probably go to say 10 to 20% in World of Warcraft only. But more so because I'm running 1440p and things of that nature with anti-aliasing. So that is where I saw a fair bit of difference. The biggest thing is the card doesn't run as loud. My RX 580 ran loud because it was pushing like 80 degrees Celsius. And what's funny is even my fiance's GTX 1080, she has an air-cooled one, would push nearly 80 degrees Celsius. So to say that it doesn't really push a GPU is wrong. What happens is a lot of times the GPU is waiting for the CPU. So how the engine works is you get all the basically instructions from the server sent to the client. So it's giving you a stream of data in order that your computer has to read and process basically in order of how everything was sent to the server. So every single movement that is done on the server has to be sent to your computer. It has to be processed in order. Then you're up, and now everything you do has to be processed in order and sent back to the server. So a lot of times, the issue is even when processing a lot of high-resolution textures, high anti-aliasing, shadows, and things like that, it puts a lot of strain on the GPU, but it does sit and wait, but it's still putting a lot of strain on the GPU itself. In the realms of how much it really takes to actually, process things of that nature. So the RX 580 would be about as high as I would recommend, especially for 1080p for WoW. There's not a need to get anything much more powerful because you're going to spend a lot more money and get very little out of it. It only pushes 3 cores. I don't know how true that is. Let's find out. So you're probably right. I'm sitting at 30%, so you're probably pretty accurate on that. 2K, yes, that is a big difference going 1080p versus 1440p. And yeah, to answer your question, 1080p RX 580. Actually, no, I don't recommend the RX 580. If you can find an RX 580 for less than $250, grab it, but you're not going to. The reason why is, if you guys haven't seen it, I did a really brief video on cryptocurrency. So, for those of you who don't know what that is, a very, very, very brief overview is you can lend your computer's resources to do complex mathematical calculations. Now, how they determine that, I don't know, but lending your computer's resources to somebody to calculate these really, really, really long processes, they'll give you a digital coin. You guys have heard of things called Bitcoin and even Litecoin. Well, now there's Ethereum, there's Dash, there's Zcash. There's a lot of different cryptocurrencies are very big now. And the reason why AMD cards are so good at it is their ability to compute, which is process those kind of calculations with the really high stream processor count. That's a good question. Really high stream processor count versus like NVIDIA doesn't really push a lot of CUDA cores. They're very good at actually trying to do what cryptocurrency is, which is do these complex calculations. So because of that, RX 580, 480, 570, 580, yeah, all those cards, they're being bought up and they're out of stock. And people are reselling them. Vendors are marking them up because there's a big premium. For that reason, unless you can get an RX 580 for a good price, I actually recommend a GTX 1060 because you're going to spend almost GTX 1070 money just to get an RX 580. In that case, you might as well get a GTX 1070. Unless you can, like I said, get the good deal. Okay. Enter raid. Oh god. Oh god. Actually, I should probably go this way for the time being. No! So I've been 7-4. Why hasn't your channel been my subscription so far? I don't know. I try to be informative. Here's the thing. I don't know everything. I like to learn. I've made mistakes. I've done a lot. I've experimented with thousands of products. So it's good to say that I'm definitely more well-versed than your average person. More well-versed than somebody in line is. Probably not, because there's a lot more money, a lot more time, and a lot more staff to kind of figure everything out. But that's really why I like what I do. I have a decent job as my fiance, and for me, it's all about just being informative and interacting with you guys. So, is there really 24 people here? Why can't I move? I'm pacified. Whatever that means. Why am I pacified? I don't even know where I'm at between you guys. I have absolutely no idea where I'm at. So, how much longer am I pacified for? I really want to know why can't I move.
Can I help you? What brings
I'm
you
out
here?
of range.
Okay, this is where I log out and log back in because I'm confused. Actually, it's better to Alt F4 to be brutally honest. The joys of having a solid state drive. I have a 500 gig in here actually, but for anybody that's interested, and no, I'm totally not trying to pimp out. What on earth is? Shouldn't I be in an instance? Oh, apparently I'm not in an instance. That's fine. It is what it is. I'll rejoin here. Oh, that's right. This was sorry, is messed up. Yes. So using Adobe Premiere, one thing I did find out is my render times were a fair bit longer with the RX 580. CUDA acceleration is a lot better than OpenCL, whatever AMD uses. I'll probably find an answer for you. OpenGL is the answer for that. So. Oh, that's why I'm pacified.
Where is my beloved?
How might nature serve?
So now I can tell. Maybe? Nope. I have no idea.
Greetings, friend.
Well, I done messed this one up. So, what am I supposed to do here? I think I'm going to have to actually quit. And do this again. Because it really messed up. It was Kodak NVMe. Explain that to me. What do you mean by that? So I have an NVMe drive, not in this computer, but I do actually have one lying around. Yeah, I know I should be using it. I'm trying to sell it. What do you mean by that? I was under the impression NVMe wasn't like yeah.
Time may pass.
Again, I don't know everything. As much as I tell my fiance I know everything, I really don't. Just don't tell her that. Oh, okay. You're talking about OpenCL versus OpenGL. I believe that's what you're referring to.
The mother of dreams has arrived at last.
Pretty sure we kill Yasar during this at some point. Do I actually have to go Snare and Thicket like Heart of Darkness? Okay, this is where I'm at. Yay. I don't know what else I need to do. It is not. I have a priest that's like 850, 860, something like that. I haven't really played her a whole heck of a lot, but it's I'll give you my backstory. So I started playing WoW roughly November of 04. Played all the way up through pretty much Cataclysm, and then
How may I aid you?
oh god, if this whole thing is bugged, I'm not gonna be happy. There we go. Okay. I didn't play Mist. I didn't really play Draenor, and I've played a fair bit here, but not a ton. Am I in an infinite loop with this? Really?
Has arrived at last.
Let me skip through the cinematic here, maybe? Do I need that? Nah, I could use it, but...
Malfurion! Where is my beloved?
How might nature
Oh, great. So... I need to leave the instance group because I think that's bugging this entire quest out. Really? Okay. Skip. Skip. Hey, I finally get credit for it. Finally. She rides away with him. Jesus.
Where is my beloved?
Because now I can re-queue for it again. This is always a fun match. I'll, Oh, they're actually low on DPS for that. That's fine.
Wasting time.
I'm close.
What are we waiting for?
Lost Love. Is that... yes. Okay, follow her. Although there's something I want to grab in the meantime, though. So, let's turn this back on. Alright, so I'm re-queued up. Wait time's 7 minutes. Hopefully it's not going to be super long for you guys. I'm using an H100i. The stock Kohler didn't do that well for overclocking, but I also don't have a great chip either. You know, 3.8 gigahertz required, you know, a fair bit of voltage. 1.356 is what I'm running, and that's the lowest voltage I can get stable. So, interesting enough, I actually tried to use the stock... Oh, God. Where am I going? This is probably not good. I actually used the stock cooler for the R7 1700, and it was hitting 80, and I just wasn't really particularly happy with that. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I had to run a little bit higher voltage. I think some people do just because I didn't get a great chip. I mean, literally, I bought my chip the launch day. So that's kind of, I guess, to be expected. Deja vu all over again, right? I don't think he's up here, is he? No, I can't get up there. What is this? I'm lost. I feel like... Ah, there we are. Didn't we already cover that? Oh God, I'm low on health. That was a horrible idea. So I'm going to die here, just so we're clear. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, I'm dead. That was a bad idea there. Yeah, let's go engage a rare monster that has 6 million health with no health. Yeah, that was smart. That was definitely one of my better ideas in recent. No, it was not at all. Oh God, I don't even know where to go. Maybe this way, possibly? Yeah, let's go this way. Oh wait, I'm going to the quest instead of my body. What am I doing? There we go. So let's pull temperatures up here. So during all this, my GPU got up to 52 degrees Celsius. So honestly, it's kind of warm for an all-in-one enclosed unit. My CPU got up to 57 degrees Celsius. Maximum output of the CPU is 61 watts, which isn't too bad. Part of my board got up to 59. Looks like the voltage should spike up to 1.38. SSD's fine at 35. RAM sticks, they're slightly overclocked. They're not running too bad. And maximum speed on the GPU core clock is 2000. Memory is 5. Multiply memory by 2. You got your answer there. And the liquid temp on the H100i is solid. GPU used up to 97%. So interestingly enough, not a ton of frame buffer or anything like that, or the memory, but just the actual raw GPU. So we were discussing that earlier about GPU not using a ton of, or the game not using a lot of GPU power, and there's kind of a little bit of an answer for you, possibly. Yeah, let's see if I can do this without dying this time. That was bad. That was really bad. Okay. Amazing when I get procs like that, and like cooldowns, everything, how much damage I do. But if I get like on a lucky streak, like when I'm on right now, holy crap for damage. Cycle between these two. More stuff to sell. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this quest in here. Here. And by the way, I know you said some time ago, but deja vu is, yeah, you can say that again. And my fiance's watch died on her, so it's just a picture. For those of you, and I don't know if this is probably the wrong avenue to talk about this, but if anybody's into sports, how about them Pens? my hometown, so. Come on. Why am I being dazed? Oh, this is usually where I do my flight path testing at. Yeah, it was a good game last night. Kind of felt bad for the Pred fans because of that goal that was disallowed. That obviously, you know, the ref messed up, but really can't even harp on that too much because the game would have went completely different. Okay, Lost in Retreat. Wait, which quest did I just accept? Dark Side of the Moon.
Hello.
But I'm not Alliance. Why am I getting okay, whatever. Lost in Retreat is not one of them.
I am honored.
Wormtown Wreckage is also not one of them. Okay, so I only need this quest for this. Okay. Meet with her.
We've got them cornered. Do not let anything disturb my meditation.
Oh, now I know what I wanted to ask you guys. If anybody has, if this is curious, now I'm gonna link something here in a second. I'm running 2 monitors. That's how I'm able to get this. PC Budget Solutions. Pay attention.
He is in pain. Keep fighting, my love. Zavish, you cruel creature. I am coming for you.
Okay, let me go ahead and if this wants to load.
We must go deeper into the nightmare. Wherever.
Here we go. So I want to do this build, and I'll tell you why. So I do have a. Can you build a gaming computer for under $300? But it's always been used stuff, so taking used parts and you know, I don't mind doing it. It's not very. That series has been very popular. You know, 30, 40 views and 110 on the other. I think maybe just because maybe it's overplayed a little bit, but I want to do something new, and that's about as cheap as you can get. I would love to use a G4560. I've actually used that in another build before, and it did really well. The problem is unfortunately, like keeping it at 300, it's like impossible for that. Because the CPU is about $10 more and the boards are about $15 more. But I kind of want to do that just because I have used the Athlon chips. They're not great. I would like to use a G chip. I don't see where else I can trim money off. I mean, I wouldn't have to pay shipping on any of this. That's why it's still going to be less than 300. So it's going to be like 297 or somewhere in that ballpark. So if you guys have any suggestions, maybe I can go the smaller hard drive, like a 250. But I would, I mean, I'm already going real budget on like the case and the power supply. Like it's not going to be a fun case to build. There's no doubt about that.
Have you seen?
But yeah, just looking for that extreme budget. Don't want to go used, want to go brand new, want that warranty, stuff like that. Okay, let me see which of these I need. Okay, I do need to do both of these here. Looks to be something I can fight though down here. Oh, sweet.
It's too far away. You must help me find. Is there anything I can do?
No.
I'm out of time.
Am I really about to die here?
Mother will carry you as long as she can.
I don't think I have this. Maybe. Oh, that was close. That was really close. The only thing is I don't have anything to heal me with at this point. Kind of sucks. At least I don't think I do. Actually, I do. Let's call it victory rush. Oh, that does 30%. But, so, my last computer I did for under 300. I'm spending way over 300 to go to sell it because the board died on me. I bought, it came with an ECS board. Bought another board, which actually, I bought it not working. But that was that too. I bought it because I needed that air shield. So that was a $20 waste. The CPU cooler I had to replace because it was an H50 and it didn't really mount properly. He didn't have any of the proper mounting for it. So, you know, I did just sell it. I broke even on it after it was all said and done, but I did sell because I put a GTX 770 in there. And I actually talked about this earlier. The kid had a 1050 Ti 4 gigs. Actually sold it them for, you know, I still took a loss on it, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of issues. The case was in rough shape, so I had to get a different case and all this other stuff. So that's the only downside of buying used is sometimes you find some real jerry-rig stuff like that. I mean, the guy was cold, but I mean, I don't like selling computers without I/O shields, so that's kind of a pet peeve for me. I don't need an I/O shield for any stretch of imagination, but you know, if somebody's plugging stuff in and they end up electrocuting themselves, it's not grounded properly. That's definitely a liability issue. So I try to kind of avoid that. Start hitting real big here. Ah, I'm not hitting that hard. I'm hitting like a wet noodle. But that was a second gen i5, 16 gigs of RAM. EVGA power supply, so I replaced the power supply because this power supply had tons of dust in it. So I'm using that for like a backup right now. I had to replace the case. So basically, the only thing I really got out of it for like $235 was a CPU, memory, SSD, and hard drive. So I mean, it wasn't bad, but you know, I was thinking to myself, hey, maybe I actually might make some money on this. And I end up breaking even in the long run. Like I said, which is fine. I'm not really overly worried about it. What am I doing here? Didn't I just... Oh, he might be down below. Okay. I got 5 of you guys watching now. So, for anybody that's just tuning in, I have no idea what I'm doing. No, I'll show you guys my settings here. There's 5 of you guys now. Well, now 4, but 1440p, level 7 settings, 2x AA, 144 hertz monitor. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I am queued for a raid right now. Oh god, I really wish I knew where I was going. I've done this quest like once before, but okay. So clearly this guy's in a cave somewhere, not popping up. Oh god. I nearly died just now. So I gotta find said cave, but I also need to not die at the same time. Nope, that's not said cave. Oh, and I died. That was embarrassing. She hit pretty hard. 79k. Definitely should have brought some stuff with me. Oh, for anybody that's at all interested, so I have a... I'll probably post them on eBay tomorrow or something, but actually I gotta inquire about it today. I have a 1700X, a board, NVMe SSD, 1TB standard SSD, an actual solid-state drive. Case is a 460X by Corsair. Oh, there's the cable I'm looking for. SP120 RGB, EVGA G2550 wall with custom sleeve cables by Cable Mods. I'll be selling all that stuff shortly, so mostly local. I don't mind shipping, but I'm not be shipping case I don't have the box for it. So I'll be selling that local. But yeah, so like I said, I'll have that for sale for anybody, because I'm taking like 15-20% off some things, just because, you know, they are open and tested, so obviously there's going to be some sort of depreciating value from that. So that's a downside when you don't get like review samples or anything like that. Everything comes out of your pocket. But I love to get review samples, but then again, I'm kind of going to do my own thing, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Oh yeah, this part of the quest. I don't know if I do this on my hunter or my priest. Okay. So let's take this guy down, shall we? It's easy. I don't have his health in one hit. Okay, that was easy. So, you guys haven't talked a whole heck of a lot recently. What's going on with you guys? What are you guys thinking? Got any additional questions, chit chat, anything like that? Average wait time 12 minutes. Time in queue 18. Lovely. Gotta love when that happens. Okay, so once this part's done... Oops, nope, wrong one. I only have a couple more steps. We gotta turn this in real quick, then I'll join. Saw what happened last time. I want to unlock my third artifact. That's what or third artifact thing. That's what I'm trying to do.
What are we waiting for?
Softening the target. I'm ready, and it's probably waiting on other people. Somebody has declined. Sweet. That's fine. Like I said, I just like talking to you guys. I don't really, that's kind of what I like to do, so that's why I said if anybody has any additional questions or want to chit chat, that's fine. I used to be a top end player many years ago, probably, I want to say last time was probably Cataclysm, if I had to guess. I play it, it was actually this warrior, different name, but I was in Wall of Logs for like almost every single fight. I was like top 100 for the class, despite me not actually being super geared. Wait till I land here.
We've got them cornered. Kalamir is just ahead. We should be ready for whatever foulness awaits us.
Welcome to my dream home. Beloved Malfurion awaits within.
So this fight is kind of nice because it's basically one boss. It's pretty quick. And I'm pretty sure I might be able to focus my DPS and talk to you guys at the same time. But yeah, as more people load in, my frame rates will drop a little bit. But I should be able to stay above 100, I would suspect. Now, there's no point in staying above 100 if your monitor can't display that many. Mine will go up to about 144 consistently, so.
It's too far away.
Not too far away. I do take some of my spells when I'm lazy. Don't judge. Oh, basically ready in time. The recipe I put on, I was telling you guys earlier about, it's a chicken recipe. Basic chicken and gravy. You cook the chicken in the gravy for a while. You're supposed to really have it on for about 6 to 8. Most of that's on low. I have it on high. I'm going to keep it on high for an extra hour and a half, put it on low for an hour, and hopefully it tastes okay. We'll find out. I like cooking, but I don't really... I'm lazy, like a lot of people. I like to cook, but at the same time I don't like to cook. More so having everything. I mean, I with me and my fiance, we live on our own and place everything. You don't always have the energy or plan ahead that way. So, for anybody, because I guess I do see we're actually at just about all-time high for this particular stream. You know, I'm active on the hardware forums. There's definitely a big fight between myself, Shoddy, and you. There's a there's a guy named you. He's a very big troll, unfortunately. Apparently nobody likes him. I don't really keep up that much, but basically it was because everybody thought my video was only because Linus did it. Well, yes and no. The video I did, which is the Intel Core i9 X299 video reaction, was posted because Linus did post his. I was actually afraid of getting backlash from it, so I didn't post it, and then all of a sudden I saw his, and I'm like, hey, I need to go ahead and post this video because I'd shot it already. Or no, I scripted it and shoot it. And, you know, I did that. But going back to what I was alluding to on the WoW forums, by no means, you know, everyone in the LTD forums is pretty much up Ryzen's best. They say, you know, don't go Intel, go Ryzen. Ryzen's great, Ryzen's awesome. And I tend to agree. I absolutely love the Ryzen chips. They are really good for gaming. Not going to be as good as Intel, mostly due to clock speed, but I mean, we're talking a very small difference. And unless you're doing 1080p 144 Hz, there makes a little reason to, you know, you'll gain a little bit of performance, but, you know, unless you're really pushing those kind of frames consistently, it's just not worth it. But most scenarios, with the exception of if you play strictly World of Warcraft, if you're doing 1080p 144 Hz gaming, if you're not live streaming, if you're not video editing, if you don't need the extra port, then Intel does offer a better performance for gaming than Ryzen does. And I think a lot of people mistook what a lot of us were saying as, you know, favorites and we're just running dick and this and that. No, what happened with the X299 debacle is very simple. Is that Intel was planning to release Skylake E with up to 12 cores, basically shifting everything down one notch, and then AMD came out and confirmed and said, oh, well, that's cute, we're going to go ahead and release a 16-core processor on an X399 chipset. By the way, we have all of our shit in a row, everything's on the exact same PCI Express lane now, to 64, it's going to be quad channel memory, anywhere from 4 to 8 DIMMs, I think dual and quad depending on what kind of port you get, and they'll all work. And this is what we have, and we're ready to release it soon. And Intel, unfortunately, got complacent and didn't realize that, you know, they were going to possibly lose the high-end desktop AMD. So simply what they did was they took the not prosumer but professional grade Xeons that they plan on releasing later on, and they're going to move it most likely to the X299 platform and call them Core i9 processors. That's what's happening. And they did that because they did not have an answer for it, unfortunately. So they don't have a product. Technically, they don't. They have a theory. They have an idea. And they kind of got caught being complacent and sitting down. And that's exactly why they're at where they're at, which is they're not even going to have KB Lake Coffee Lake out until next year. That was delayed to 2018. And these 14, 16, 18 core Xeons that are actually going to be called Core i processors, Core i9s, are not going to come out for probably close to another year as well. So that's why everybody's talking about it, because that's the truth. That's what's going on, is they weren't expecting it. And, you know, I have a buddy who works over at ASRock, and I'm not going to give out names because I've mentioned a couple times and I'm kind of worried that he could be potentially in trouble. But long story short, when he was doing his development part with his team for the board, they were told up to 12 cores. That's it. They weren't told literally until like a week or so before Computex, oh, by the way, we're going to announce that we're going to have, you know, 2 or additional up to 6 cores and 12 threads. And unfortunately, ASRock and all the other manufacturers pretty much followed suit and said, these boards can't support that. You didn't give us this in the design. So they have to go back to the drawing board and redesign these to support it. Before they come out, or the initial boards that are X299 are not going to support the 14, 16, 18 core processors that they're, you know, Intel is saying, oh, well, these are going to come out. So that's kind of what's going on right now. So I actually need to abandon this quest and try it again.
What are we waiting for? Kalamir is just ahead. You should be ready for whatever foulness awaits us.
So that was the rant, by the way, in case anybody was curious on what that was about. So, you know, the problem is if you're, you know, going to go with a prosumer product, which is a consumer or professional product combined, something that's not going to be quite as expensive as professional, but you need to do stuff like that. So content creators such as myself now, having 6 and 8 cores is plenty with double the threads of that. But the thing is I would rather buy an Intel thread or a AMD Threadripper chip, because I don't have to worry about any support. I can literally buy a kit of RAM, quad channel memory. I'll have 64 PCI Express lanes, and my board's going to be, and my CPU's going to be supported. With Intel, what's happening is different boards. It's either going to be different boards that are going to support different things. That's going to be one of them. Or the other possibility is everything is going to have to be baked into the board, and depending on your CPU will dictate what support you're going to get. Now, I'm curious how they're going to switch up the PCI Express lanes. I don't know electrical that much to understand that. I would presume they could bake that into the CPU, and that's not board dependent. But you can go anywhere from 16 upwards of 44 PCI Express lanes. What gets me is you need to step up to an 8 core this year, I believe, to get 28 PCI Express lanes. If you don't, then you're downgrading, which I find is quite interesting. Before I die. There we go. But another thing is that so in that topic we had on the WoW forums is I think there was some people that were thinking that a lot of us were claiming that Threadrippers could be more powerful than Intel. I would go to actually say I doubt that, because what's going to happen is Intel is still going to be better, I think, per core and per clock by a little bit, not much. But what the rumor is Intel's 16-core processor should be twice as much as AMD's. And if you're getting a theoretical, 10% more power for 100% more cost, that's really, I think, going to hurt Intel a lot with the high-end desktop platform. Before I die. Oh god, I don't have this available. Oh god, I am going to die. Actually, let me do this.
Yes, I hear you. I am close now.
It's too far away.
So that's kind of another thing is AMD's rumored to release their entry-level 8-core Threadripper, which will be slower clock, don't get me wrong, and that's definitely an area that Intel's going to have a slight advantage in. But yeah, they're rumored to be starting like at 850, and Intel's rumored to be around 1700. So that's going to be quite interesting if that's actually turns out to be true. I'll just have them chase me, screw it. Oh god.
I need to get closer.
Oh, damn it. Still died. Oh god, I'm like yellow. Have I died that much doing this shit? I have to go. I think I still have to do the Sumar, and then I should be it. It's funny, actually, I get more health regen whenever I die versus when I'm alive. Come on. One thing that sucks is it gets warm in here. My RX 580 put out less heat. So something that I think a lot of people don't understand is that better cooling does not equate to... Oh, wait, nope. Ah, damn it, I did it again. I'm dead. Actually. Oh! There we go. A way to lower your temperatures isn't to get better cooling, it's to generate less heat. So what I mean by that is, you know, when I took her 1700, I put the 1700X in her computer originally for like a day or two, and then I dropped it down to a 1700, and that dropped the temperature in the room because it's actually less power, less heat that actually has to be dissipated into the room. So TDP obviously is total draw or total design power. It's also thermals as well. So a RX 580 that's running at 80 degrees Celsius and a GTX 1080 is also running at 80 degrees Celsius. The GTX 1080 is going to kick out more heat because it's actually generating more thermal. You know, in form of wattage. So we're looking at 140 versus upwards of 250. So that's kind of where your heat actually is at. So even if you get your temperatures down, you're just becoming more efficient at putting the heat into your room. You're still generating the same amount of thermals. That part doesn't change. Now, running your components cooler is never a bad idea. So I'm not going to say don't do that, but which one's worth more? They're both worth almost the same.
No!
Okay, Fate of... Sweet. Wait.
We've got them cornered.
Alright.
Come with me. Stop until this
So, hopefully I'm giving some good bits of information for you guys. I'm yellow. I need to repair badly.
Xavius is using Malfurion to bait me, to distract me from what must be done. We are the only ones who can stop you.
Still haven't figured out which fan. I want to say the loudest fan in my computer is probably my power supply. It is a Seasonic M12-2, 520, 80 plus bronze power supply. So this computer is designed to be a budget computer. I bought nothing extra, no frills, none of that. It was supposed to be, everything was budget. Unless there was multiple items at the same price point, I'd say, okay, let's go with the nicer looking one. Now that was when I had the RX 580, that's when I had the stock cooler, and then I realized that I need a H100i version 2 now. I'm able to get some things at a discount only because my fiance works for Best Buy, and you know, family can get discounts, but I can't disclose any of that information now. You know how much of a discount or what stuff goes for and everything, but it has to be an immediate family member, so. Or you can buy it for, I think, actually, as gifts for people, so. It was kind of my present, so. We'll go with that. I actually had to wait for the bracket to come in, because the bracket, they weren't even out yet at that time. But now I have a GTX 1080 because I had already purchased that previously, and it went down. And, well, no, actually I purchased it after the price drop. The problem was it was hybrid, and a lot of people didn't want it. So I figured, you know what, why not sell the RX 480 or 580 and then call it a day, because cryptocurrency became very big again. So. Okay.
So real.
This is sad. Yasara's dead. Turn this up so I can hear it. So you're saying she could have just waited till the eclipse and it would have cured her? Lovely. So another death for no reason. So I think a couple actually main characters die. Tyrion Forging dies early on, she dies. Hey. Now they choose the artifact. Okay, so that makes this one done. Why is this part of this? No, don't need to do that. Okay, so off the dollar on it go. I'll get repaired before I forget. It's funny, my buddy got the 110 weight like a week and a half before I did, because he just did it for like 2 or 3 days straight. And I'm way ahead of him here. I guess he didn't know. Oh, darn it, now I need a bunch of... man, I'm at that point then. I guess he didn't know you can legally buy gold now. And you buy it actually through Blizzard Direct. So I spent like $40 buying about $250,000 or 250,000 gold, and I was able to catch up pretty easily. There's probably some of the stuff I probably shouldn't sell, but it is what it is. Okay, it's a fire artifact. What am I going to do with that?
Farewell.
Now they're repaired. I'm going to go to finish this part up.
Today we celebrate a great triumph, one paid for with the blood of those most
Okay, so that part's done. Now I think I need to probably do that quest. I'm going to assume. Actually, they just want me to turn this one in, so I'll go there first. Oh, actually, there's a question mark up here, so let me turn that in
What
first.
had to be done. I'll prepare the tiers of balloon for transport. Meet me in
There
the
is
pilot
much to
city.
be done. Where you lead, we will follow.
I'm not sure if this is going to get me where I need to, but I know. I'll go check on the food again, but there's really not much else there. This has to cook. I'll turn on low once she gets off work. I think she's done at 9:30. Probably text her and ask her. That'd be my fiance. She doesn't play WoW. She's like GTA 5. She's in the first person shooters and stuff, which I play too. GTA 5 is actually a pretty easy game to run. A buddy of mine's running on a 4th Gen i3 with a GTX 770. He's running like 1080p above 60 FPS on like very high settings. For anybody that is wondering why I'm playing ARMS, it's because it's going to become the better spec next patch, which will be out tomorrow. Huh, I haven't seen it. I'm going to turn this up.
Do not be alarmed, mortal. Your consciousness has been projected to my astral presence in the great dark beyond. I am Zira, one of the first Naru to be forged here during the great ordering of the cosmos. You have come to the crucible of all creation in search of answers. Listen then, and find enlightenment. In a time now long past, a great battle was fought that would determine the fate of all worlds. It was in that final battle that the all-powerful Titan Pantheon fell to one of their own, Sargeras. After the fall, none were left to oppose the will of Sargeras. Unfettered, the Dark Titan and his burning legion would go on to annihilate countless worlds in their burning crusade.
Ah, the second expansion.
From the ashes of those ravaged worlds, survivors arose to stand against the demons. They became known as the Army of the Light. But now, the Golden Army teeters upon the precipice of oblivion, as their campaign on Argus nears its terminus. Should they fall, the Legion will initiate a new burning crusade, and with it the cosmos will tremble. I am here now on a mission of desperation. I seek the child of light and shadow, the boy destined to end the age of demons. The one called
That FPS, by the way.
Storm.
Oh, Illidan. That's right, he's a good guy now. Probably should check those.
You lived. Your champions came to me after they failed to rouse you at your order.
The pain will
We
subside,
brought you
champion.
here and put you in the
You
Inferno.
now carry my mark,
What happened?
and through it I as you do. Return to me when you are able. We have much to do.
Nothing really interesting going on my Facebook page. Let's go back to my order haul here. I'm curious, I would like to do a some sort of straw poll. I don't know how straw poll works, let me figure it out. I really don't want to do the Athlon now. Maybe I can do a $400 build. Get like an RX 516 or something like that. Okay, I'll go over there in a minute. Let me see if these are done.
Our enemies are closer than we think.
No.
Ready to fight. Our enemies are closer than we think.
Oh, apparently I don't have enough to start that. Nice. Okay, so now I need 6,840 per. I forgot that it starts to get high after a certain point. Do this while I'm thinking about it, though. A lot of that saved up. Alright, off to Voucher. Nobody has any questions? Nobody wants to talk to me? Not that I mind, but
Death cannot stop.
I'd like the interaction. It's dark in this house. It's hot in here too.
Call to me, and together we will uncover a piece
You
of
can turn that down a little
Illidan's
bit.
past.
Okay.
Praise to the goddess. She has blessed us this night with new life. The birth of not one, but two healthy males.
True.
The Storm Rage twins.
Beautiful, nearly identical, except for...
That one, his eyes are golden.
Indeed. The child is destined for a great and
Let's kick
prosperous
an old school
future.
here.
His name is Illidan.
Illidan's was a life full of potential. His destiny forged in the Great Ordering and cast to the cosmic winds, where at last it would find a home on Azeroth. Within the tiny vessel, the great cycle began anew.
Farewell.
Okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and queue up. I'll do this one. Let me see how long of a wait this is. Cool, 6 minutes. So, to answer your question, I've done a couple raids already. we decided after talking to some folks on here that the justice settings. So the difference between 7 and 8, and I'll show you right here. I'm sitting about 100 FPS. I mean, I just changed scenery too, so that didn't help. But we go from 50 all the way up to like, in the 80s. So it's a huge difference. View distance being one of them, shadows being the other. In scenarios where I have it at 7, I'm usually somewhere in the ballpark of... correct, yes. I should be probably in the ballpark of 60 to 80, so we'll find out. I did do a raid. I was, I think, well over 100, but it was a smaller, more clustered raid. As for the R5 1500X, I have reservations about that processor, and let me explain. For some reason, it doesn't seem to be anywhere near as powerful per core as like the R5 1600. I don't know why, but like all the tests showed it falling behind early on whenever it first came out. So here is, well, you already have the 1500X, so that's fine. The biggest thing I think for you is going to be clock speed. So if you can get that thing running to near 4, I think you'll be good. And as for a budget GPU, a lot of it's going to be dependent on your budget. Chances are you won't be able to get an RX 580 because of stock issues. You'll probably be stuck with like a 1060 if your budget's that high. Otherwise, like a 1063 gig or an RX 470 or 570, if they're available, will probably be what you would end up with. Am I really going back and forth to do this?
I serve a greater power.
Ishnu Allah, Ashaf Allah.
So, the issue with art, when I say if available, it's because we were talking about it earlier, and I'll actually send a link here. This kind of goes over the issue, why I said if available, because they may not be readily available. Yes, that'd be appreciated. That'll make life a lot easier.
I need to target something first.
Oh, if anybody for any reason wants to add me, or social add. This is how you add me, Sneeb, #1846. So, just heads up. I don't mind adding people. Especially if you have questions or want input on a build, I'll always be more than happy to help you out. Or my email is pcbudgetsolutions@outlook.com. It's one I use for all this stuff.
Memory stirs. When you are prepared, call to me, and together we will
I must learn from a novice instead of a master. You must learn respect. Malfurion will become the first druid because he is a dedicated student. You are not. To walk this path requires sacrifice.
I don't know WoW lore very well, but it just dawned on me. Apparently Malfurion and Illidan are brothers?
Understand? Brother.
Few have known such failure and rejection. Most would have given up. But Illidan would continue on, guided by the unseen.
Yes, I did not know this. But again, I don't know their I don't know WoW lore very well either, so a friend of mine knows a heck of a lot better than me.
I don't have a target. I need a target.
Yeah, I'll be quiet. Thank you. Okay. Oops. I missed something here. It says 404 page not found. Hello, Sacred Gamer. How are you doing today, buddy? Oh, he actually responded to me there. Very good, thank you. Appreciate you asking. Is this required when you go through instance? It's not. Okay.
I dwell in the Shadowlands.
Text my fiance what time she'll be off. Once I start this next part, I'm gonna actually go AFK and check on the food real quick. Alright, small treasure chest. Sweet.
This world has no place for you, demon.
Ancient memory stirs. When you are prepared, call to me, and together we will uncover.
I'll get my email up here. Sign in. This. Really? Apparently I didn't change it that much. Have I done this place before? Let's say maybe. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so looking over everything looks fine. Absolutely no issues. Believe it or not, we are at a point. Actually, it's probably better if I type it. Now, I'll talk. So, I'll talk. Responding in string. Okay, so we're actually at a point where, if it's possible, if the budget allows, 8 gigs is almost not enough. So, and I'll give you an example here. I'm using 43% of 16 gigs. So I'm using about 6 to 7 gigs. And yes, I'm streaming, but I'm using, okay. Actually, let me know. I didn't mean to turn that on here. I didn't mean to have that turned up rather way. 16 gigs is almost required because, like, for example, I'm using X264 encoding, so I'm not really using up a lot of memory there. But just World of Warcraft and having Chrome open and having HW Monitor and CPU-Z and Task Manager and the Blizzard app and, you know, I'm running EVGA Precision, I happen to have Steam Client open, all that stuff adds up, and if you can afford it, maybe an extra 8 gigs RAM may not be a bad idea. Make sure you pair it up correctly though. So you don't want to go with, say, you know, 2 different kits that are different timings and speeds, and that would just be pretty much it. So. But if that, in your budget, if you can find an RX 580, I would go with it. However, if you can't find one at a reasonable price, GTX 1060, unless you need FreeSync, then it's whatever you can find that's a good deal on AMD side. That would be a 480, 580, 470, 570, etc. So, as you guys see, I'm up above 80 FPS. I'm running level 7 settings, 2560 by 1440. So, with 2x MSA, I believe. Yep. So, my standard setting. Let me know if you're able to hear me okay. Okay, that's fine. So you did hear all that. But yeah, probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, it really is. When I first started giving advice and helping people on everything like that, it used to be 8. You know, you don't need any more than 8, and that's definitely not the case now. So I run out of now. I do a lot of rendering, but is it still too loud? I don't know how to adjust this here. Hold on. Settings, streaming. Not able to customize on the go. Maybe if I get closer, I have everything turned down pretty far. So I wonder if it's just picking up the sound. I don't want to cut the stream, but let me know if this is any better. There's like a 10 or 15 second delay though. Well, I actually don't. I have my speakers turned down pretty much all the way. I figure it's only when I'm fighting, so I wonder if it's just my microphone picking up. That's why I have it down so far. One of my microphones actually picking it up.
It was here I communed with the green dragonfly. Now, the sacred place has been made into a conduit for the nightmare to spread its corruption. This we cannot allow.
So you guys will be the judges if it's any better. So I pretty much have it so low I can barely pick it up with my ears. Heck, my computer's louder than my game volume is now. That's why I'm wondering if it's not picking it up from my speakers, if it's actually picking it up from game volume, which what you recommended would fix that then. I feel like this is a boss. And I feel like they need to separate these two, if I remember correctly.
Children of madness, I release you upon this world!
Either we need to burn these guys, or they need to separate them.
Come forth, dreamers, and claim your vengeance!
Yeah, you probably won't use more, but it definitely, you know, you're using close. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I don't know what this is going on. Okay, I'm just going here. Now, how much are you planning on spending on your board and CPU? Just curious. I'm standing in bad stuff. That's not good. I picked a good case. I just used that case for a build. I'm not going to say I love it to death. I actually would recommend the case that I use is a Cooler Master Case Pro 3. It's an MATX case. 70 bucks maybe is what it's about, 60 bucks. It fits a 280 rad. Like, I really like the case a lot. It has a side panel. There's actually a piece at the bottom of the side panel to cover the power supply, which is pretty cool. So it actually doesn't have anything covering it. There's actually a piece that's inside the side panel that kind of covers it, which is pretty cool. That's a really nice budget case for anybody that's going. Oh, I'm stunned for like ever. For anybody that's going MATX. Is that going to be your total budget, I presume, for everything, and that's USD?
Come forth, strands of life have been severed. The dreamers must be avenged.
So did I not get anything? Oh, maybe I was already here for that. Yeah, the S340 is a really nice case, especially if you're doing a standard ATX build.
strands of life have been severed.
Oh wow, we have to
The
redo
dreamers will be avenged.
it. Because somebody reset it. Lovely. Yeah, my original, so to give you my backstory is I basically had a 1700X I originally purchased, and I was planning on using it, and then I bought a 1700X and a 1600, and I realized that I spent entirely way too much money on stuff, and I was having a not great year at work, and I do make, I'm in the mobile sales, and it was not ideal because my fiance has a rig. I got her an ultra wide and spent like $3 grand on her system, $2 grand on mine. I'm like, you know, now I own $5 grand in a year, and it just wasn't ideal. So I decided I was going to part that out, and I went with a very simplistic build. So that's why I still have like a 1700X on the board and all kinds of stuff. But I had a Corsair 460X case. And I had RGB LED fans, SP120s, all throughout the whole computer, just really cool. And I went with a white theme, so I got black and white sleeve cables from EVGA, because I had a G2 power supply and everything like that. So it was definitely a really nice build. But I didn't like the 460X. I had to put the radiator in the top or in the front. You could not do it in the top because the RAM was actually having clearance issues. The RAM of all things, not the heat spreaders on the board. You know, so I found that just really weird. That's why when I got this case, I'm like, wow, this is actually like a really, really, really good case for the price. So, gotta love RGB though. I think my fiance does not have RGB. She just straight up red on hers. She has a 460X. Why am I stunned again?
It fades. It all fades away.
Hey, we actually did this time. Yep, I originally had white and black.
The iris opens. The way to Solarius is
I don't
clear.
really need that. I'll let him keep it.
Moonglade is the most sacred place in all the dream. To think that my Shandong could play any part in its corruption. I must see with my own eyes what horrors have befallen my beloved teacher. Steel your hearts against the darkness, heroes.
I actually went to IKEA for my stuff. If I had the patience, I definitely probably wouldn't have a problem with doing it. I mean, I've built a lot of things. You know, me and my fiance just got this townhouse, brand new neighborhood. So the builder had some really good deals, so we jumped on it, and I've had to build and put together a lot of stuff. I'm like, I could easily measure out and get a bunch of wood cut and to complete my own thing. It's just time. Don't have the time to do that stuff, much as I would love to. Scenarios. Oh wow, I took damage there. 6 people watching now. So I haven't actually been watching the FPS. Hopefully you guys have been. That's kind of like what your guys' job is on this part. I'm just doing it for you guys, so come on, get out of here.
Allies, to my side! Villains! You poison the children of the dream!
Even when it's really cluttered, I'm like 40 and above, which is pretty ideal on a boss fight like this. And obviously, if I look one direction, it'll get better. There's people that I've met that have had the raid looking down, like they're running on hardware that's that old,
Fight with noble hearts.
which is pretty sad in my opinion.
True. Could the darkness be inside of me?
Hold your weapons!
Sacred lives. Entangle the corrupted.
And now we switch between execute and mortal strike.
Father, is that you? Father, I have failed you. Yes, Father. I will not fail you.
It is done. Cenarius is beaten. Cenarius, do not listen to him.
Nope, didn't get anything anybody could use.
Xavius waits ahead in the Rift of Al.
That's the last boss in here, right?
Would that I could
Maybe?
fight at your side, heroes, but to this place I cannot go.
No,
My
Xavier is
bond
the
with
last
the
boss.
Emerald Dream gives me great power,
I think.
but
Maybe?
it also
No?
makes me vulnerable to
Oh
against
yeah,
all.
that's right. There's more than...
I have peered inside
There's multiple
and
parts.
know
This
this
Should
Should I step within, I will be
Ancient
lost,
memories stir
just as Cenarius was.
when you are prepared.
There we go.
Rooksgar, send these devils back to their dark masters! For Ashara! For Kalimdor!
Sire, the Legion's disruption of our long-range teleportation network has made travel challenging.
I'll turn this up so I can hear.
Better late than never, eh, lad? Those of us that still draw breath fight on. Are you
Sire, behind you! Another Felmar has opened. Moonguard, focus your energies into me. We shall show these monsters the power of the arcane.
What manner of fellspawn have these devils set upon us? Mother Moon, help us all!
We require rest, Master.
Well done, Illidan. But the battle has only begun. The Legion has slain half of our forces and scattered the rest across the grounds. What you see here is all that remains of the Rooksguard protecting the hold. To make matters worse, that monstrosity in the arena will burn the hold from the inside out if it is not stopped. Take your Moonguard and rid Black Rook Hold of this demonic invasion. You are our last hope, Illidan. Do what you must. Should Black Rook Hold fall, all of Suramar will fall with it.
Oh, that's pretty
Fail you,
intense.
my lord.
It took nearly all of our energy to conjure that protective barrier. If I push these Moonguard any harder, they will die. If I can repair that deactivated portal, I will have the reinforcements I require. And a font of power to refresh my energy. Excellent. The power radiating from the portal will energize me, so long as I remain nearby. I must remember to return to these portals whenever I am fatigued.
At your command, Captain.
I am ready, Lord Ravencrest. Lower the portcullis.
Alright, what are we doing here?
Lower the gate and brace yourselves! Glaive throwers at the ready!
Run, little Ravencrest, run! There may still be time for you to flee and live out your final miserable days.
I don't have any special
cowering in a
abilities.
tree
This is kind of
somewhere.
retarded. Or ridiculous, not retarded. Wrong word.
What's this? Ravencrest just sent a pup to face me? I will teach you to respect your betters, child.
Ugh. Up the before. I feel like I should have abilities. If anybody else has done this before, let me know if I'm missing something. I feel like I should have abilities.
You dare to defy the Burning Legion? Kneel before the unmatched power of Fel!
The Fel magic is too strong. I could try and siphon energy from my moon god and use it to unleash devastation upon this demon. But my mages will die too. Alas, what choice exists? If I fail, Suramar falls tomorrow, and with it my beloved Taronda. I must act now. Forgive me for what I do.
Master, I am dying. You killed your own soldiers? You crazed fool! You've sealed your own fate!
You were right, demon. Fel is more powerful than the arcane, but you wield it clumsily. Let me show you what destruction a master's touch can bring!
The pup has fangs.
Captain Stormrage has given us a fighting chance! Secure the rampart, Rooksguard! Advance!
Thousands more. It appears as if the demon armies are coming from the portal in the courtyard below. I'll need to destroy it if we're to survive, but I'll need help from my moon god. There is no end to them!
At your command,
I am nearly out of energy. I need to find a portal to rest at. To siphon the essence of my moon god.
My mana is low.
Thank you for this sacrifice. Your death will not be in vain.
You walk down a dark path, Illidan. There's no turning back from this.
at your command,
Captain.
For each demon I kill, 2 more take its place.
I feel bad for killing these people.
For each demon I kill, 2 more take its place. I'll rend you limb from limb. Too many demons. I'll need more of my moon guard's power. Do I go too far? No. I must remain focused. The future of my people lies in my hands. Your life ends now!
Wait for it.
at your command,
Captain.
Captain.
I just summon them and I'm already killing them. Kind of feel like a dick.
At your command, Captain.
I will end this. I must. The Nihilum portal is being protected by an Eridar known as Baladur. Conventional spells are useless against it. I'll have to call down the fury of the cosmos to destroy the portal. Then it will be just me and the demon.
Boldly you stand in defiance of the great burning shadow. Minions! I am the mightiest mage hunter in all the cosmos.
Hopefully you guys can hear it, because I haven't been talking.
No chance, little elf.
Hunt, yes. How could anything stand against such a force?
Probably shouldn't have done this. Oh well.
I am nearly out of energy. I need to find a portal to rest at. Siphon the essence of my moon guard.
I wonder if it's cheating doing what I just did.
Felt such power, such agony.
Illidan has taken the courtyard! Rook's Guard, advance!
I have to jump into the arena to destroy that monstrosity. Mother Moon, give me strength.
Well, that's annoying. He doesn't take damage from that. There has to be a better way to do this. What do I have to do? That's what I was looking for. There we go. Got it. I feel...
This was one invasion. They nearly killed everyone here and took Suramar. The best any of you can do is criticize my methods. My mate has died saving our world. What have you given? What have you sacrificed?
Oh wow. Okay, so all of a sudden out of nowhere, everything decided to start working. Either that or I was scrolled off one of the two. I would go with an RX 588 gig if it's not super expensive. Is 4 gig of VRAM enough for WoW? Yes, but it's only a couple bucks more if you can find it. And future proofing, it's not a bad idea because I have used more than 4 gigs of VRAM on my RX 480 at one point. So
To understand Illidan's perspective is essential if we are to succeed in our mission. What would you have done?
Yeah. So I would say if it's possible, like a couple bucks more, to do that. Like get a 8 gig, but they're hard to find. They are, so yeah, it really comes down to the price. If it's going to be a lot more for an 8 gig, don't bother. This is my buddy that's got me back in a while, John, who's actually retired race car driver in the Lucas Oil late model dirt series. Also did a very short stint in did a NASCAR Nationwide a couple years ago as well. So now I always troll him every single time the race anniversary comes around, and he actually spun out. I always troll him on Facebook about it. Well, nothing good going on there. Wait, why am I going so slow? There we go. Go faster.
Glory to Odin.
Okay, that's still not done. So, see if there's anything else I still have to do. There's nothing doing a scouting map. I feel like let me pull this up here some more. Let me look this up. Actually, there's a quest at the very entrance of my hall, so I'll see what's going on there.
What victories do you bring me? May your battles be glorious.
So I'm looking something up right now. No, but I never unlocked it. At this point, I think I'm going to have to cut the stream because I need to finish up dinner and stuff like that. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Had some fun talk with you guys. If you have any questions, my email was linked earlier. You can leave a comment in my videos. You can add me. I'll show you right here real quick. Add me. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. If you like this video, that helped me out a lot. And if you want to shoot me some ideas and some stuff I can do in the future, definitely let me know. But I will do my general outro, and that will be, thank guys for tuning in. This is Steve from PC Budget Solutions, and I'll see you guys later on down the road, once I can find what I'm looking for. Nope. Yep. Maybe. Go there.